The vision that I've had was I wanted to use Dolly as a vehicle to build a top 10 silver equity. And, if you look back over those last 2 years, despite a lot of our peers either going sideways or even lower, we've appreciated in all the metrics. And it's all been on the basis of increasing the mineral inventory. And we've done that in two ways. We've done that through discovery, and we've done that through acquisition.
My next guest is Shawn Khunkhun. He's the CEO of Dolly Varden Silver, trading on the TSX Venture under the symbol DV and in the United States under the symbol DOLLF. Shawn, welcome.
Thanks, James. So grateful to be on. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. Shawn, this story is the story that keeps on giving. I've followed it for on and off for years. And so tell me, what is the status of Dolly Varden now?
Dolly Varden is a historic mine. You go back to Herbert Hoover opening the mine at around 1920. This was the richest silver mine in the British Empire at the time. And then, the big production occurred in the 1950s, where for the whole decade, the mine produced, the Torbert mine that is, and it was, I think it was the third largest silver mine in the country at the time. And these properties have produced some exceptionally high grades, but really that's when the story gets pretty quiet and remains quiet up until 2017. In 2017, a management team took over the company, and they started doing some aggressive drilling. And a new resource was put out in 2019. I took over the company, James, 2 years ago. So what I inherited was a little company that was a $20 million TSX company trading at 24 cents a share. Mm-hmm. And the vision that I've had was I wanted to use Dolly as a vehicle to build a top 10 silver equity. And, if you look back over those last 2 years, despite a lot of our peers either going sideways or even lower, we've appreciated in all the metrics. And it's all been on the basis of increasing the mineral inventory. And we've done that in two ways. We've done that through discovery, and we've done that through acquisition. So we've got a company today that is a $150 million market cap. We've got 63 million ounces of silver in the ground and 1 million ounces of gold. And we've got about 25 million in the bank, and we've got 3 rigs that are looking to make new discoveries.
The stock has doubled practically since mid-May. So what is driving all the excitement currently? Is it the drilling that's going on?
What we've done is when markets went higher, for example, we had the silver price move up 50% in 6 weeks back in 2020. We opportunistically raised a lot of money. So when markets were good, we tapped the financing markets. And then when the market pulled back last year, we made an accretive acquisition. So I think we've demonstrated as a management team that, we will take what the market gives us. And I think there's a lot of excitement, particularly around this drill program, because by making the acquisition we've made, we've unified a mineral trend in a highly prospective area. And there's about a 5 kilometer stretch, James, that has not been explored. And I believe in this idea of periodicity. So we've got 4 deposits in the south, 3 in the north, and the chances of another deposit not being found in the middle, I think are slim. So I think the market is excited by our technical team's ability to grow the resource, and our management team's ability, whether it's in the boardroom or in the field, to grow this company.
Is your expectation to continue drilling and add to the resource that you have? Is your intention to partner with a major, or is it something else?
In this business, I always see them as hybrid opportunities, right? So, you have to be advancing on multiple parallels. So we spend a lot of time on the corporate development side looking for regional opportunities. We spend the most amount of our time on organic growth, so exploring our own properties. When you talk about strategic partnerships with larger entities, we've got a corporate shareholder in Hecla Mining. So Hecla is America's #1 pure silver producer, and they happen to be our third largest shareholder, and they've happened to have funded about, I'd say, somewhere in the neighborhood of about 25% of all of our financings in the last 2 years. So they've been actively participating. I think in Q1 alone, they invested somewhere in the neighborhood of about $8 million into Dolly Varden, so a significant material amount of money. And actually, if you go back to the history, they actually, James, took a hostile run at the company. So there was a takeover attempt in Dolly Varden's history with Hecla. So it's an interesting relationship. We've got their VPX as a technical advisor, as part of something that we refer to as a technical committee that helps us. So we leverage their technical expertise, as well as we've been leveraging their financial help in advancing our projects and also consolidating the region.
I also noticed that Eric Sprott made an investment in the company back in May.
Yeah, Eric got behind me 2 years ago as a 19.9% shareholder. He loves the Golden Triangle. He loves silver. And he's been one of our biggest supporters. I would really say that without Hecla and without Eric, this company would not be where it is today.
Is 2022 going to be essentially the year of drilling and discovery for Dolly Varden in this unexplored 5 kilometers? Or are you adding to the resource and all of the above?
We're in a market right now where companies that were trading at $750 million are trading at $100 million, right? So everything's on sale. So I think it's important for us to continue to look for opportunities beyond our borders. But the lowest hanging fruit here is organic growth. And we've got the team that can make discoveries. So our focus right now, we're razor focused on this 30,000 meter drill program. I've helped plan 99 drill holes. My geos will get a good chuckle out of me saying I help plan, but so 99 drill holes. The goal right now is the catalyst that we want to deliver to the market, shareholders and prospective investors, is drill results. There's no better way to add value to this company than increasing the mineral inventory through discovery. And we've got the targets, we've got the money, and we've got the team. And so I'm expecting it to be a very newsy period starting in August and right from August running right until February.
Shawn, it seems to me that we could be on the cusp of a serious resource market, particularly as it pertains to junior companies exploring for precious metals, given that as inflation and the Fed has driven interest rates higher in an effort to stem inflation, the expectation that crypto would form some kind of alternative asset to those negatives clearly didn't materialize. So is it safe to say that we're going to see more interest in precious metals as the illusion of an alternative asset class in crypto starts to become more the theme?
I've got a lot of confidence in precious metals, and particularly precious metals in Canada. We've got a 5,000-year history with precious metals, and we've got a couple 100-year history with this being a stable mining jurisdiction. So, I think for Dolly, what I love about the company is we've got 50% of our resources in silver. And I could spend the next hour or two talking to you about why I think that's rare, unique, and special in terms of try to find a silver mine. It's why we've had so many silver companies, yellow themselves out, right? And go after gold. And so I think the fact that we've got so much silver is critical. And I think silver has taught me by experience and also by studying history that as you move into a mature bull market for gold, silver outperforms. So we've got that torquey silver bite. But what really helps me sleep at night is 50% of our resource base is in gold. And so whether we get inflation, deflation, whether we roll into a recession, we have a period of stagflation, no growth, depression, gold is going to protect us on a relative basis. So listen, I'm I'm a big believer of the metals. I have physical gold. I own gold and silver equities, and I just think with everything that's happening in the world, from debt levels to geopolitical to just, we are setting up for the greatest bull market. And we saw a pretty, like you look at 2010, that was the best market in the last 100 years for mine finance. And I think what we're setting up for something here is going to be better. So, I've got a lot of passion for this stuff, as you can hear. But, I just think that, look, the key is, and you look at what just happened in Colombia on Monday, where they're potentially putting a ban on open pit gold mining. This is why I'm in Canada. If you want silver, you've got to go to Chile, to Argentina, to Mexico, to Peru, and you look at what's happening in Peru, Chile, and now Colombia, and Argentina. Try to get money out of Argentina. So my point is, finding a silver mine is so rare. Finding a silver mine in a place that you can mine, and the government is not going to nationalize, prohibit, expropriate. It's even rarer.
Shawn, going back to the history of the Kitsault Valley and all of the mining that has happened there, apart from Dolly Varden's past production, there's a real history of production from that area, is there not?
It goes back 100 years, but let's talk about what's been going on in the last 5 years. So we've got 2 operating gold mines, copper gold and gold, and Newcrest, which is the world's 3rd largest miner, has come up from Australia and spent $4 billion in the last couple of years on mergers and acquisitions in the neighborhood. And then outside of Newcrest, you have Newmont, which I would argue is the premium gold miner on the planet. They're in the region. On the copper side, you've got Teck. So the majors have come here and splashed $5 billion on M&A in the last 3 years. You've got 2 operating mines. You've got the BC government spending money on improving roads, bringing in clean hydroelectric power, increasing port facilities. So the infrastructure is tremendous. And then if you go back into history, what was one of the best mines of its era? The Premier Mine. You look at Eskay Creek, I would argue it's the best gold mine on the planet. Not to mention it produced 200 million ounces of silver at an average grade of 2,200 grams per ton. So the area is littered with, and this is a fact, the richest 20 kilometers on our planet is the 20 kilometers around KSM Brucejack. On the planet, richest 20 kilometers of gold and silver mineralization in the world. And so we are set at Dolly Varden in the same rocks that host these big deposits, these big high-grade deposits. So we've got all that prospectivity, but we're underpinned by this 138 million ounce silver equivalent resource. So we've got a great underpinning, and we've got room to grow, and we're just in tremendous area that's ripe for more discoveries.
The glaring question to me, and I'm sure on the minds of a lot of people, is at what point do you go into production?
For our investors, I want to try to drill out and identify as much silver as we can, so that when we enter into a bull market, those ounces will be valued at 4 times what they're valued today. And the other fact here that I've witnessed, and this is one of the things I'm trying to capitalize on the business side, is the mid-tiers are not replenishing their ounces through exploration and development. So what I'm trying to really do here, James, is present a pipeline project for a larger company, and we're doing all the de-risking. So in addition to trying to grow resources, we are also doing baseline environmental work. We are doing this is a de-risking exercise. We're doing an infill program to take our inferred resources into the M&I category. I really want to serve this up on a silver platter, and hopefully for my shareholders, we sell the company at the most optimum time. And if we don't do that, at least we can ride the acquiring company into the bull market. We can upgrade our shares in Dolly for shares in XYZ and ride that company into the upcoming bull.
That's food for thought right there, Shawn. That's a great update. We're going to leave it there for now and come back to you in due course. I really appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us, Shawn.
Thanks so much for having me.